Hello and welcome to a guide on Black Desert's Alchemy. So, step 1, first thing you're going to need to do is make yourself a shy character, because they start with gathering at professional 1 and alchemy at professional 1. You can get another character to do that, but you're going to have to grind a lot and try and get those up. I'm sure there are other guides that will show you how to get those up. Next step, you need to acquire your basic ingredients. Those are Purified Water, Cloud Mushrooms, Dwarf Mushroom, Silver Azalea, Sunrise Herb, Birch Sap, Wild Grass, Fox Blood, Ox Blood, Wolf Blood, Troll Blood, Salt, Sugar, Ash Sap, and Weeds. Right, so where do you gather these things? Well, there are a bunch of nodes, which you're definitely going to want nodes because it saves you energy, and you can't gather everything. Some of those nodes include any node that gives you ash timber, because ash timber gives you ash sap, rarely. Not that one. That's another ash timber one that I use. This one here, this one gives you sunrise herb. If you're in Heidel like me, these are the nodes you'll use. Lynch farm over here, which gives you silver azaleas. There's a good one here for dwarf mushrooms, which are important. There are actually 2 cloud mushroom ones here, so there's one for cloud mushrooms, here's another one here. That's silver azalea, sunrise herb, cloud mushroom, dwarf mushroom, ash sap. Right, as for the other types of saps and things, there are some things you will have to gather, and around here you have access to if you're in Heidel. Maple sap, birch, and ash sap. If I can find an ash tree, that is. There's an ash tree. Right, so you've got yourself some of the basic ingredients right away. Troll's blood and ox blood you get over here. Kill the trolls, steal their blood, kill their cows, steal their blood, you get yourself troll's blood and ox blood. Foxes live in this forest here. I use all this forest as like a gathering area for saps, and you can kill the foxes for fox blood, which makes a bunch of potions. As for wolf blood, I tend to buy it, but you can get them around Belenos area, can't exactly where you start, but it's not that expensive, so I tend to just buy certain ingredients. That's one of them. Weeds, wild grass, again, you get them by gathering, but you might as well buy them. They're not that difficult to get, and they're very cheap, so you can afford to buy those. That won't be a problem. So once you've got these basic ingredients, in fact there's one very important basic ingredient that I need to cover in great detail, that one being purified water. You can either get bottles, go to a river, filter that water, turn it into purified water, or the 2 most important nodes for alchemy in general, because getting water is a pain in the ass, is these 2 here. You've got Kunit's vacation spot and those falls. I can't quite read that. Anyway, fact is, Lakel Falls, there you go. You get muddy water and you get purified water. I've got them connected to Altanova. What I tend to do is I just come over here, filter my muddy water into purified water, and you also get purified water from this just as is. So if you leave it a while, you'll get some water built up. Now, okay, so you've got all these ingredients. What do you do with them? How do you make money with them? Well, my best advice is to sell to players. Players will buy up potions very quickly, because if you're doing higher end game type content or PvP, you quite need them. One of the most valuable potions to make, one I make quite a lot of, is an Elixir of Fury. Oh, just to say, I'm going to put all the recipes I use in the description, so if you're on a phone or PC you can look at it. If you're on something else, you'll just have to use your phone to have a look. And I use an app called Black Desert Companion app on my phone. There are a bunch of them actually, and I use that to look through recipes. I'll just find the exact name. Companion for BDO, that's literally what it's called. and you can use that like a recipe book pretty much. But I'll show a few recipes anyway. Now, if you've got plenty of energy and contribution, getting started with alchemy won't be so hard, but I recommend doing the main quest line to build those two things up. You don't need as many points and things as I have. It depends how many nodes you connect, but the more the merrier. Once you've got your ingredients, one of the best potions, as I was going to say, is Elixir of Fury, which you make with 4 Troll's Blood, 4 Dwarf Mushrooms, which you'll be getting from your nodes, 3 Purified Water, which you can get from river water and your nodes, 1 Ash Sap. This one's good because Ash Sap's a bit slow to get, and you know, it saves on Ash Sap, and you can craft that. I tend to do batches of 100 using these basic alchemy tools, which I put in like a workshop like this. These are very cheap, you get them from a general goods vendor, the same one that sells health potions, etc. I tend to use up the whole thing as 100 durability, which gives you 100 crafts, and that will typically give me 250 Elixirs of Fury. Now, to show you the value of that, and why this is good for making money, if you go to Elixir of Fury and you buy, well, I'll go for a lower price because I tend to sell them at a lower price. 250, right? There you go, 5 million. And not to mention, you get the higher level ones, which are worth 93,000 each. And if you're making about 250 of these, you're going to get about 30 Elixirs, Ender's Fury, etc., something like that. You make quite a lot. And then not to mention you get sharp and hard stones from gathering. Oh, by the way, I recommend using a magical fluid collector because people sell them a lot and you get a lot. Well, it takes 10 seconds off the gathering, 11 seconds actually, and you can use that to increase your chances of getting hardened sharp black stones. I usually end up with like 3 or 4 if I use up my energy in about 1,000 Troll's Blood, 100 Ox Blood, that sort of thing. So then you're getting another about 4 million on top of that, and that's in about an hour, I suppose, to do those things. Bear in mind that to get the sap, you just kind of have to play the game and build it up, or you can just, as I showed, run around in the woods out here and gather some up. There are repeatable quests, which I recommend you get when you're gathering, that restore 20 energy when you get a rare thing from it. So for blood, it's like crystallized blood, and then there's a tree fossil thing. For the tree one, Alejandro Farm, that has those repeatable quests. It'll recover 20 energy as soon as you get one. And Northern Wheat Plantation, so I tend to get that quest. Go to the trolls, gather my things, get some energy back. Same thing around here when I'm getting sap. So you see how you can constantly make money by gathering, waiting for your energy to recover, etc., by crafting and doing all the things, come back, get some materials out from your storage and wherever, make some more, keep putting them on the market, etc., etc. Another good potion that's a bit cheaper in terms of water uses Clear Liquid Reagent, Pure Powder Reagent. Now, the first potion there's very good because you can make it without those things, but these two things are quite important. They're not very difficult to make, if I find it. Okay, you need silver azalea, sugar, purified water, and a wild herb, one of each, and that'll make you about 2 to 3 pure powder reagent per craft. Clear liquid reagent is 1 salt, 1 sunrise herb, 1 purified water, 1 wild grass. Again, I'll put all these recipes in the description of the video so you can check. And the next potion that I tend to make is an elixir of concentration. Now, for some reason, you have to use wild grass. Doesn't work with weeds, don't know why, but most recipes they're interchangeable, but in this one, for some reason, no. Anyway, 2 wild grass, which I'll typically buy off the market, 1 clear liquid reagent, quite cheap to make. Again, if you do make 100 crafts, you'll typically get 250 of these, so they're not so bad. 3 cloud mushrooms, and 3 troll's blood. See, this is why troll's blood's important, because it's used in basically the 2 most valuable potions. That'll make you elixir of concentration. Again, to show you, yeah, no one's even selling them, so if you did this now... I'm on the PS4, by the way. If you did this now... Again, 6 million. Easy. And you get the higher level ones too. That one's good because it uses less water, so it depends on what materials you have an abundance of. Another potion I tend to make, which I sell to the Imperial delivery person instead, is a seal elixir, Elixir of Seal. 10 of these you sell in a batch, so you use this process here. Imperial delivery, well, Imperial Alchemy, right? You put 10 potions in, craft it, makes a box that you trade to them. And it is made out of 4 wolf's blood, which I tend to buy. I don't have that much on, but I'm just using this as demonstration. 4 wolf blood, 5 purified water, 1 birch sap, which you'll get from going around the woods, and 3 dwarf mushrooms. Careful with this recipe though, because obviously it uses a lot of water, and it kind of depends on what scenario you're in. Now, one other potion that sells very well in the market is a defense elixir. So that is 3 purified water, 6 ash sap. Again, this is a bit costly in that, but if you have the ash sap, it's very good. 1 clear liquid reagent, and 5 ox blood, which you'll have gotten from the troll area. That makes a defense elixir. Reason why these are so good, oops, it's because of their very rare craft, which is an elixir of steel defense worth 130,000. Again, no one's selling any at the moment. If you sold these, you'd instantly make money. I bet there's pre-orders here. Yep, see? And these are all really basic potions. So you get the idea of how you can go about getting your basic ingredients, where some good spots are, some ideas of some potions you can make. And in the future I will do a second video on some more advanced potions. This is just a basic guide to it. But as I said, I'll put the recipes down below in the description. And yeah, I guess since I've got some time still in the video that I can use, I might as well show a couple of other potions that are quite good. So let's see, what could I make? Alright. Some potions are more valuable than others, but Elixir of Endurance is one that's sort of mediocre. Something that uses a lot of birch, though. So if I go Endurance, it's not so great, but you could make quite a lot of them. So it's 1 pure powder Reagent, 5 birch sap. See, it's a bit costly for birch sap, this one. 1 pure powder Reagent. Oh, I've already done that. 2 dwarf mushrooms, 4 troll's blood. Again, you'll get about 250 of these. There are a bunch of recipes that you can use. Just use as many materials as you've got, make as many potions as you can. Either sell them to the Imperial delivery person if that's an option, or what I do is sell them on the marketplace, and they are bought up very quickly, because not many people know how to do this. How to do alchemy, and they don't understand the basic ingredients. Again, I'll just show you. This is your idea of basic ingredients. One last thing, by doing all this crafting you'll get these bits here. Good reason to stay in Heidel is if I click on this, aha, look, the exchange people are right here. So if I exchange this, which I'll do, look, I get clear liquid reagent, which I can use to make more potions. And you can get contribution points, XP, etc, with those things that you get as a byproduct. So I hope that was helpful to give you an idea of a way of using basic alchemy to make money, and to how to do it in general, and thank you for watching.